Hello everybody, my name is Ito. I'm happy to bring you this ESEA Advanced Week 2 match. It's going to be between Front GG and Serendipity Esports. I think it's going to be an interesting one, and excuse me, I need to mod Big Dong Dan. You have to follow me, BDD, or else I'm going to be very, very disappointed. And speaking of disappointment, Front GG coming to this map and this match, really, a little bit disappointed after their last loss that they suffered from Third Impact, I believe it was, on Nuke. They lost 16-7 or 16-8, and they're looking to strike back here. Serendipity Esports is going to have Armen, Moopy, wait, excuse me, 1 second. I need to actually make my window. Sayo, Shaik, and Johan. Meanwhile, on Team Front, we're going to have Becker, Clear, Rugrat, SGM, and Stomp. And Front GG are going to go ahead and immediately bring the pace to the A site. And they just got bombed on. There's no contact. I was expecting some sort of duel to go down. I was trying to figure out what angle to watch, but it doesn't really happen until Shaik gets in the picture. Takes down SGM. Nice response from Becker, though, actually making this really lethal for the T's. Becker picks up a second. Rugrat spotting the CT, playing over by Cat right now. It's going to effectively zone him out of sight, out of mind for the meantime. It's a 2-on-2 as this retake begins here. Stomp spots the player who's trying to tap the bomb. Johan gets out of the smoke, and that actually leads to his demise in the end. Now Front GG can just play time, because at this moment, Serendipity, they're on borrowed time. There's almost no way they could have won that round at that rate. It really all comes down to, I believe it was Becker at the beginning of things, picking up that 2K. Absolutely massive. And Moopy, of course, how can you forget him? Got a very vital frag at the end of things. Although, it, didn't exactly work out for his team. He's one of the only players to have a kill on the board here, and underpass control being seized from the T's, excuse me. Shot from Shaik as he searches for a frag, but the CTs are stuck on pistols, and that's going to make things considerably harder for them. Johan looking for a pick. Might have actually heard Rugrat sitting on underpass. Can't be all too certain just yet here. Sayo looking to rotate. No shot either. Rugrat has effectively made his way outside of underpass, and he's looking to prod over towards connector. Knows that Johan, or at least some player, is going to be waiting in windows, so he's going to try to watch his step here, checking every single angle as he pushes through. Rugrat has a chance to make a fantastic entry and just completely crush Serendipity Esports dreams, or he could have his dreams crushed. Gets this messed up from behind. Shaik is able to get that one with a P250. Luckily, the response frags from the T side are pretty good and go ahead and stabilize things just a little bit longer, but they're going to need a couple more kills to close out this round here. And as they play behind smokes right now, they look to just get this bomb down and force time against the CTs, because that's what they've been lacking a lot. Johan leading the charge, it seems like, on this retake here. Just takes a P250 of his fallen comrade. Two players on below double digits HP makes this such a hard task for Serendipity Esports, and their chances of winning this round are already done. They're just going to go ahead and try to cause some economic damage. Sayo perfectly content trying to save this MAC 10. Maybe he can get an entry if the T's were to exit through T-spawn. There will only be one person. That's Stomp, and I'm pretty sure Stomp will win that duel. Yeah, 9 out of 10 times. Front GG, they're going to go ahead and pick up a second. So off to a really good start, but that was kind of a given follow-up round. I mean, the CTs were stuck on pistols here. That it was a very tall order for Serendipity to come out on top, but at the same time, you do see a considerable amount of teams, especially in recent times and especially at this level, getting away with ego wins. Flash through. Johan and Armen look to peek out mid together. Aggressive smoke down towards connector. Armen takes control, but all the action is happening elsewhere. It's Clear who's going to be the first to drop. Johan actually picks up in a fantastic double. Nothing this push out from the T side. Searches for a fourth, but is only able to get 3, but that's good enough of a job. It's as commonplace at this point, it feels like. Becker is able to get a nice kill at the end of things, but Serendipity Esports, off the back of Johan's incredible round, are able to pick up their first, striking right back versus Front GG. And that was exactly how you want to have things go. I mean, winning that first gun round in a relatively convincing fashion. Front GG, they didn't upgrade all their weapons, but they still did have Kriegs in the picture, which makes that like a pretty devastating loss. Luckily, none of them were retrieved by the CT side. Makes things a little less brutal for them. Front GG seem to want to go back to their default for the time being. We saw this in the pistol round where they have 2 players going underpass, getting control of that, but this time it's going to be our men ready to greet them. Spots 1 player and spots the second, gets them both down. Doesn't even take that much damage while doing it. He's still relatively healthy, 60 HP, and for 2 kills, that's a trade I would take every single day, and he doesn't even need to take any more duels. It's Serendipity cleaning up. And that was another gun round too. Front GG struggle, it seems, on the guns, and that pistol is the only thing that seemed to be going their way, plus a follow-up. But that aggression, that timed aggression from people like our men who went connector to watch underpass, that was absolutely huge. 2 vital kills, and from there, I mean, Front GG, their offense was split almost entirely, made that a nigh impossible task for them to really get away with. Looks like the T's are going to be setting up for a pistol rush over towards B, most likely just trying to get that bomb down. Stomp will be leading the charge. It's our men to find first blood, however. Flash through from Becker. Most likely he's going to signal the beginning of this push here, but this might just be a slaughter for Serendipity here. Please get that bomb down. They would have secured a little more cash, but any sort of hesitation leads to their death. Good shot from Clear, but again, it's a consolation kill if nothing else here. They're not going to retrieve that gun, obviously, but they still have a pretty healthy amount of money that Serendipity are sitting on at the moment, so it's no worries whatsoever. Now Front GG, that wasn't the eco round that they're hoping for or really wanting to see whatsoever, so nonetheless, they will be able to pick up another gun round. Not pick up, but put together another gun round in hopes of picking up another one on the board. Off to an interesting start, though. You notice that Shike is already spotted out of position in CT, and as he tries to cross over, he will lose his life. Our men ready to try to pick up the slack. Hey, I'm pretty sure this is Jake. Thank you so much, Jake. I really appreciate it, man. Spam through from our men. Oh, good shot from Moopy, though. He actually comes in through CT aggressively. In this retake, even though it's still a pretty tough task for Serendipity, it becomes a lot more possible because of the map control that the CTs have at the moment. Front GG are kind of just squished into a corner, and well, with kills like that, Johan, he picks up 2 somehow. 2 of them through a wall as well, and the trades are perfect as well. That is going to be another round on the board. Completely unexpected, those shots coming out from Johan, but man, does it work magic for Serendipity. They're able to steal the round away from Front GG, put themselves back up on 4. And Front GG, that was not too bad, all things considered. Sure, they ended up losing that round in a devastating fashion. I mean, it was 4 versus 5, plus they had bomb down. Losing on a retake like that really sucked. What the hell is Johan on right now? He just got a collateral through the smoke, and he's going to follow up. He doesn't need the smoke to pop off. And, well, Rugrat has had enough of that. He puts him to bed. Johan's reign of terror ends. SGM will go ahead and begin his as he takes down Shike at the A site. He has made it his own. Rugrat needs to try to step up some of the slack, though. He needs to start making his way over there, and indeed, he's doing a fantastic job at it. At the moment, Front GG are getting all the kills they need. As it's going to be a 1-on-2 here. Sayo is going to be stuck in a pretty sticky scenario, but it will become significantly less unstuck as he manages to take down SGM, essentially making this 2 1v1s in his favor. He comes out on top of the first, but now he's going to need to make it a second. Rugrat, meanwhile, has a bomb and is bringing it over towards B. The courier of the bomb now looks to make this site his home. Sneaking over by bench. Rugrat is checking his every corner, and while the fancy flyby was coming through, Sayo just didn't care about coming in with nades or anything. Just gets a quick tap with his SG and allows Front GG to pick up the third. It was an interesting play, really, by Front GG. I was not exactly confident in that kind of split that they were going for. How SGM just decided to commit fully to the A site. Ended up losing that duel. I mean, that was a 1 versus 1. That could have been... It could have gone either way, which was like only kind of a concern, I suppose. And SGM falling apparently is also going to be the order this time around. Serendipity are able to punish him for his aggression over towards A and put him out of the picture entirely. Or at least for now. But they still have significant firepower to speak of, the T's. So they aren't exactly out of this one just yet. I mean, we saw them win in unfavorable scenarios. Can't ever count them out. Clear is trying to slowly push out onto the A site, but Stomp has made contact with the CT. They haven't quite connected the bullets, so a player waiting in sandwich right now. That's Shike. He had the potential to maybe pull something off here. He's made a little bit of noise over by Sandwich, so he'll most likely need a flash out from his teammates to really show off his true potential. The rotates have happened from Serendipity Esports as well, so they're perfectly primed to take on this push that the T's are bringing to the table. Nade from Tetris will go ahead and really just be more of a courtesy frag than anything. A jump scare in Sandwich still ends up working out in favor of Front GG, however. It's an even scenario, much better than the 4 versus 5 that they're staring down the barrel of moments ago, and in fact it's going to get even sweeter for them. Stomp takes down Johan. The man who's been merciless with the AWP is now completely out of it, and well, he can't do one better. Sayo is going to pick up the slack, take one down with a sniper as they begin this retake. 2-on-2. Front GG, they've suffered a little bit in these kind of scenarios before, but they seem to have learned from their mistakes here. Rugrat with an incredible double will go ahead and make it 4, all evened up on Mirage. Off to a pretty fantastic start. I wish we could have seen that from Rugrat's POV, but unfortunately, it seems that Auto Director disagrees with me. I'm the only one doing the fancy flybys. Otherwise, it's kind of Auto Director doing a lot of the brunt of the work. Either way, it's all even. And this is looking really good for Front GG at the moment here. SGM, he was the first man who went down last time, so I'm a little bit scared because he's going to have 2 pistols coming out right in front of him. And SGM, be careful about the fights he divide. He most likely knows there's going to be more than one CT trying to chase him down, steal that gun. If the CTs can recover a Krieg, that would be absolutely nasty for them. Becker, meanwhile, completely at the other side of Mirage, will go ahead and pick one up with a MAC-10. That pistol not able to do any damage. Becker continues his reign of dominance as he tries to make his way onto the B-bomb site. Gets caught out with a flashbang, but doesn't matter. He'll find the frag anyway. Those pistols, the TTK is just a bit too slow for Serendipity, as they're on the verge of losing this round as well. I mean, this, again, was kind of a given. It was a very tough gamble for Serendipity to get away with this round, but I feel like even in the scenarios that Serendipity have been given, they haven't been able to secure any kills. Like over towards Palace, I totally understand that. I mean, you know, it was just SGM playing super, super passive. But it was like a scenario like that. That should have been a almost guaranteed pistol kill. Sayo, is he seriously only going to save this P250? It's a $300 investment. Surely he can play a little more aggressive and at least try to find an exit frag. Odd scenario, but again, they're the ones playing in advance, not me, so who am I to judge? Triple for Becker will go ahead and cap off this eco round win for Front GG, as Sayo will stay content with his lowly pistol, maybe look to upgrade after the bomb detonates, or just stay perfectly content. It is the latter. So that will be Front GG officially taking the mantle on Mirage. Off to a pretty good start. The T side isn't quite favored in most maps, and this is no exception. I believe Mirage is slightly CT. I want to say it's like 9-6 in favor of them, or 8-7. It really doesn't matter. I mean, still, what I'm trying to say is that right now Front GG are putting on a relatively good performance, and I think it's respectable. Interesting switch up by SGM as well. If you notice, he's going B very aggressively this time around. It looks like he's trying to set up for a fake aggressively with his teammate. But if they notice SGM in the kill feed, that actually might give away the punchline before the joke has even began, and joke's going to be on front GG. As they drop 2 players trying to entry into the A site, they're looking lost, dazed, and confused, aren't checking the angles they need to, allowing Shike to pick up a double. And it's a double for Sayo as well. Armen gets in on the action. 5-5. Serendipity strike right back with a very dominant round. Hey, what's up, Tessie? How you doing? Always good seeing you. Krieg's brought to the table for front GG. They want to strike back with a vengeance of their own as well. Or excuse me, it's 3 Kriegs, not 4. I misread those silhouettes. And it seems they're going to go back to their default. SGM has found his rightful home at T-Ramp, where you actually see Shike starting to push his limits a little bit, and he'll get punished for his troubles, his sins perhaps, and really it's just a domino effect at the moment. Serendipity have many players fall. 2 remain to try to drag this round back to reality. It's Johan to pick up the first, but not his second. Rugrat, what are these shots that he's been hitting this game? And oh my god, he's just going to continue. I just need to keep the cam on Rugrat. He knows what's up. A triple in the round for the man. Not too shabby. Serendipity, now they're on the receiving end of the front GG clap. It's 2 back-to-back dominant rounds. Both teams only dropping a single player between the 2 rounds. Pretty unbelievable. Flashes up. Seems to be the initiation of a mid push here. But you see Armen waiting in connector with his teammate Johan. Look to strike, and indeed they do. First blood goes the way of Armen as he picks up a double. Unfortunately, though, dragged right back will be Becker. So the good headlines end right about there. Front GG also have a considerable amount of map control. It's going to be up to Sayo really to close out this B site, shut it down for construction, as they need to clean up a murder scene. Johan rotates in slowly to help his teammate. Bomb hasn't exactly dedicated over towards B yet. SGM could still take this wherever he wants. There's a minute left on the clock. Front GG have plenty of room to mold this round how they want. It's going to be Becker, maybe to keep an eye on the most. He's scouting over towards mid for the time being, searching for an ever elusive frag that has avoided him. But I think he might make contact soon. Well known to him, the A site is almost entirely clear. Closest point of contact would be Armen, but for some reason Serendipity have just given it up completely, and that's not going to work out very well in their favor, is it? Rugrat checking every single angle, picks up a kill over towards T-Spawn. The CTs try to make it their home, but they will get punished. Bomb gets down. In front, GG caught out a little bit off position. SGM is trying to take duels in all the wrong places, and he gets overwhelmed. Smoke goes through as well, and this should be a round for Serendipity Esports as well. The only element that really front GG have going for them at the moment is Rugrat, who's firing on all cylinders. He picks up a double, but he has no more bullets in the out, but he doesn't need any more bullets. Front GG, they pick up the round off of a fantastic play from Rugrat. Has me stuttering over my words even. How the hell could he have expected that? I'm lost for words after that one. I didn't prepare for Rugrat to actually be able to pull that one out. I said he was having a crazy game and that he was hitting some crazy shots, but that is something Serendipity Esports really need to take, back to the table and just start working on. Like, how did we lose that one? Now Serendipity are going to be stuck on pistols, a single scout on our men. But they're going to have to hit some gorgeous shots to really make up for that disaster of a 3v1 that they lost, and they're not having a good time doing it. SGM finds a double early on, completely crushing everything Serendipity had going for them. That aggression, that, forward positioning. Maybe Johan is going to be able to punish SGM, though. If he can retrieve a Krieg, that would be absolutely huge. SGM kind of feels like he's sitting on life support at the moment, though. 13 HP, and it's going to go down to 0. That is going to be an extra gun in the hands of Serendipity, and that is a very important toy to have to play with in the coming rounds. Sayo most likely will be just trying to save his scout. Shike will be there to go ahead and well, relieve some of the pressure, but it's not meant to be, and surprisingly, Johan isn't going to be able to keep his Krieg either. So because of that, it's a flawless round for Front GG, with the exception of, well, SGM going down, but even he was able to cause a considerable amount of damage. Front GG have officially won the half of Mirage now, and they could, you know, somehow extend this to 10-5 half. It would look very, very likely if Front GG win this round, excuse me. You can't count your chickens before they hatch here. Very aggressive flashes over towards B. It's going to allow Rugrat to get into a forward position. He has been on something this game, so I want to see if he can keep it up. Looking for an entry out towards Van at the moment to try to crack their way into the B bomb site. Oh, no such luck just yet. It's actually a fantastic counter flash from the CTs. Unfortunately, it's only able to net them 1 kill, so we are at an even scenario at the moment. But there's more trouble where that came from, though. Sayo strikes, and he picks up one nearly a second, backs off his position before he's going to fall. But Stomp, he's on borrowed time at the moment, 31 HP to the player's name. Meanwhile, SGM over at the other side of the map entirely has cracked open the A-bomb site. He snuck through. He's doing his best Metal Gear Solid impression, and he's going to get the assassination as well. SGM allows his teammate to enter the site alone. But he has to be worried, though, because contact will soon arrive from Serendipity. They have to be very careful, because even though they do have the bomb down, again, Front GG have struggled in these retake scenarios here. They're not out of the woods just yet, especially since they're at a man disadvantage. This is going to have to be all on Front GG to try to even things up if they want to win this round here, because Serendipity, they've looked really good on these retakes here. Becker has a good chance at making this an even scenario. Indeed, he will. He's going to actually strike nearly a double, but it's SGM to see all the glory. And there we are, SGM. That's exactly why I was saying he was one of my players to watch. It's because of rounds and because of plays like that. 11 to his name. And I can tell that Front GG are having a good game at the moment when SGM, who is a pretty fantastic player from what I've seen so far, is only the 4th highest fracking player in the server. I mean, really, Front GG are off to a fantastic start as they're stomping over Serendipity at the moment. Back to the old stomping grounds. Stomp will go ahead and shoot to try to entry in on the A-bomb site. Nice attempt at spray control, but unfortunately it doesn't really amount to much of anything. Luckily, his team is going to pick up all the slack that Stomp couldn't do, and overall it's a successful push for the T side. Front GG to get that bomb down once more, and they're looking to close this half out. 10-5 scoreline, and, well, just it seems nothing is going the way of Serendipity at the moment. Moopy doesn't even find that kill with the MP9, and that's salt in the wound, really. 10-5. Lots of exciting rounds, though. I mean, I feel like Front GG were able to punish a lot of the aggression at points that Serendipity were bringing to the table, and you know, and a lot of the time it just went completely unpunished for future rounds. Think back to Shike, who pushed A ramp all by his lonesome, and SGM was just able to get a free kill with his Krieg. I mean, that was a major gun to have out of your hands, and really it paid dividends. It was kind of a butterfly effect. It's painful to say the least, but both teams are going to go ahead and take a break. Serendipity will most definitely have to think about things. And Front GG, no doubt, doing the same, but right back into the action we go. 10-5 is the scoreline at the moment in favor of Front GG off the back of some incredible rounds, most notably from Rugrat. I still can't get over that 1 versus 3. I was fully expecting them to just go ahead and defuse the bomb, and maybe Rugrat wouldn't be able to commit to a peek or something like that, but he seriously pulled it out of the bag right there. Huge heads-up play. Serendipity look to be setting up for a quick A execute here, our men. And, or excuse me, it's Moopy with a bomb in Palace. Smoke's ready to come through. It seems that for the most part, though, Front GG have a good read on the situation. They have a couple of players sitting aggressive over towards ramp, while Clear's in a much less aggressive position. And here comes the fall. SGM is going to be first up in the books. He's going to be able to find a single kill for his trouble. Trades end up going in favor of Serendipity at the moment, so it's already looking pretty fantastic for them. They're going to extend for even more, though. And will the frags be there in return, though? Unfortunately, no. Becker falls, and it's going to be all up to Stomp. And he will get stomped. Serendipity. That is a convincing pistol round, and we need to see more like that if you want to get yourselves back in this game. Not only mentally, but physically as well. It's not the worst round differential to be, you know, looking up against. You know, if Serendipity get these next 2 follow-up rounds, it's a competitive game. I mean, it's 10-8 at that point. That's definitely workable, if nothing else. Definitely something you can call a comeback. SGM, a quick Molotov and a quick smoke through, courtesy of the T's, allows him to get away safely. Quick rotates coming on through. Becker, an aggressive spot towards apartments right now. Oh, this could be lethal. Becker, hold your ground and you'll be awarded with a lot of good. He only gets 1 kill, but that's all he needs. How has Becker gone completely unnoticed? He jumps out a window. And Front GG, they're about to get away with theft at the moment as they look to steal away this round. How the hell have they gotten away with this? It's a near flawless one. Only 1 player goes down in the midst of things, and it's Stomp. I cannot believe what Front GG just pulled off there. That has to be some sort of major miscommunication from Serendipity, because Becker, he just got into apartments all by himself, managed to get a kill through the smoke. There's no call from the player who was pushing up Cat to, like, you know, trade me out in apartments. Like, there's nothing like that. Serendipity, they're at a loss for words. Oh, Rugrat, what are you pulling off here? Mac 10 aggressive up towards top mid, takes down Johan. He wants to look for a little bit more, though, and well, he's having a bit of trouble doing that. This is basically me whenever I use Mac 10. That gun is roughage, I'll tell you. And yeah, unfortunately not going to get any more kills, so Serendipity strike right back with plenty of kills of their own. However, they're bleeding internally. It's not without a couple of asterisks that you can say they are on the verge of winning this round. Shike strikes back perfectly, though. Gets all the trades they need, and this is looking better and better by the minute for Serendipity. Is this seriously going to be back-to-back eco wins? That would be absurd. It's looking pretty primed to happen at the moment here. Shike isn't quite far enough on that CT box to find the kill, but eventually will eventually walk into his crosshairs. He picks up a 4K for the round, so major play from Shike. I need to give more heads up to him. I didn't even realize how massive he was for Serendipity there, but what can I say? I know how to choose my players to watch, and Shike is deserving of that title. Doing fantastic work for his team. Oh, well, maybe I spoke too soon. Gets domed immediately by Rugrat, another player who's been going massive. Don't get me wrong, but that's not off to a great start for Serendipity, is it? Front GG have forced everything to the table that they can possibly scrounge. And it's done them well so far. They made it a 4 versus 5. If they get another kill here, it might just be another round in the books. And Front GG, they're perfectly content playing this trading game all day. If they can trade 1 round here, 1 round there, you know, they will eventually come out on top. It won't be the prettiest scoreline, sure, but it will net you the win, and maybe that's what matters the most, isn't it? Player rotating out of B, and it's set up for A smokes. Seems that we're going to be seeing an A execute on our hands, boys. No player going towards middle, interestingly enough, so it's going to be all hands on deck. Movie is going to be set up with our smoke grenade. And the reign of terror begins as the T's look to strike back and shut down the eco that Front GG are trying to bring to the table, and they're doing a pretty good job at it. They made it their way into the site in a relatively healthy state. Rugrat is still in the picture, though, and he is the most questionable player for Serendipity. I say that meaning that I still have no idea how the hell he gets some of those shots, and surprisingly that's not a shot that he hits on the player over towards Sandwich. Becker looks to be next source of contact. Same story with Stomp, and what? Maybe Rugrat won't have to do anything at all. Fantastic 1D. Can't quite get the second one as well, but there we are, Rugrat. That's why I was saying he's a question mark, and why he is just such a lethal force to be reckoned with for Front GG. Massive round again. That AWP that he retrieved from Serendipity's fallen mates really makes it for makes for a good round win for Front GG, I suppose you can say. He is leading the scoreboard for not only his team but the server at the moment, 18-10. Johan Similar performance too. 18 only with 15 deaths. Significantly more, if my math checks out. Peek at mid leads to the death of Johan. Speaking of which, re-peek though. I don't exactly know why Rugrat wanted to re-peek that. He had a lot of confidence in his play, but there's no team follow-up. There's no one to watch for any aggressive mid-peek, and eventually, though, things will work out for Front GG. So it's not the end of the world for them to drop a player. If they can retrieve that AWP, I mean, we're back to square one. It's all done and dusted. It's all good for Front. If they start dropping in more players, though, that's another, worrying prospect. They don't seem to be worried about that whatsoever, though. They're going to get every kill they need. They've retrieved the AWP out of window. SGM has taken hold of it. They go up on 13, and they're looking real good now. They can't quite breeze through this match, but if Serendipity do drop this round, that's a different story. That's where you can really start being worried for what Serendipity can do to get back into this game. I also want to give a huge shout out to Stomp as well. He's a new addition to the Front GG roster. New kid on the block. He put up a pretty good performance in their first match versus Third Impact, I believe it was, but unfortunately it was just a 16-7 loss. It seemed like no one else was able to really step up to the plate. Save for SGM, he also had a very good game, but I mean, that didn't seem to be a one-off is what I suppose I'm trying to say. He is keeping up the pressure and is doing a fantastic job. The stats show it as well, 16 and 14. See that Front GG have committed 3 players over towards A and have nearly found a frag before a push even began. This might give Serendipity second thoughts of if they actually want to push into this ESEA. They might just want to abandon it completely because they have a good amount of mid control at the moment. Sayo and Johan have made it theirs. If they can extend this into something, they could theoretically split over towards B. I mean, utility is our only real issue. Johan has a single smoke for Serendipity to speak of, and well, things just got considerably worse. Moopy falls. That smoke desperately needs to come through, else things get worse, and worse indeed they do get. SGM falls Sayo. And now it's just going to be all hands on deck. Becker tries to close things out, but his aggression ends up failing him. Stump will be next up in the conga line. Quick spam through smoke. Bomb secured, surprisingly, for Serendipity. If Becker didn't fall there, this could have been a completely different round. Now it will have to be a retake for Front GG. They have struggled on these in the past, but they look like they're getting better and better. The more time goes on, Johan gets 1 kill for his trouble, but that's it. Front GG go up on 14, and this is much better than that first match was for Front GG. 14 to their name. They only need 2 more to close things out. And honestly, if you look at the kill differential between all the members on Front GG, it's very surprisingly even. Clear is a notable outlier. He's lagging behind a little bit, but really, it doesn't matter. Clear has been doing his job perfectly fine. Everybody else is stealing all the kills from him, I suppose. Serendipity go for something a little more aggressive this time around. Aggressive smokes and aggressive flashes make their way over towards Cat. Johan with the only gun to speak of in Serendipity's hands. Front GG expend a lot of your utility to get in these aggressive spots and comes back to bite them. Indeed, Moopy and Johan pick up 1. Thank God for Clear, though, as he pulls them back into this round. There's still life yet in Front GG. They want to get up on 15 here. Stomp has made a considerable amount of noise, though. He'll step up to the plate, though. Takes down Moopy. How the hell did that work out for Stomp, and why didn't Serendipity commit to that kill? That could have been, shooting fish in a barrel. Seriously. 3-on-3, and now Front GG, despite stumbling at the start, might be able to take this round away, though, and put it up on 15. At the same time, you can say the same for Serendipity. They have that gun in the hands of Johan. It seems like the CZs have done more of the work than anything. Clear, spotted, made contact with the T's over towards ramp. He's going to call for some rotates through. Stomp, again stepping up massively. Johan will be stuck left to his own devices, but he has no device. and front GG go up on 15. Exactly what I was saying. They want to steal this one. This might be the final hurrah for Serendipity Esports for this, well, for this game at least, I should say. We still have plenty more matches to go, don't get me wrong. And they're going to go out with a bang here, bringing everything to the table. They have Kriegs, they have AKs. Utility is our only question mark. They don't have a ton of it. But, you know, they're going to make do. Nubage, yes, we have one more game coming up after this. It's going to be Savage versus, I forgot what the other team's name is. I can check it in a moment, but first I want to go ahead and finish up this game here, because this is kind of surprising how Serendipity have just been kind of stomped. But yes, we have one more game tonight, I should say, Nubage. That's it. Oh, well, clear. This is exactly what I was saying. Even though he's lagging behind in the fragging department compared to the rest of his team, he's getting so many important kills. Striking first blood while you're on match point. Oh, it's a salt in the wound, really. Becker picks up a second. They're winning every gunfight that they need. It's Becker going massive this time around. Moopy, he's going to need to pull off a clutch of a lifetime. It's a 1-on-3 down from a 1-on-4, and it just falls flat on his face as he tries to jump out of the window. Front GG win that game. Very dominant. So much of a better performance than it was on Nuke. We are going to go ahead, toss it to a break. I'm going to go ahead and get my overlays checked up. And Nubage, thank you so much for the Twitch Prime. I really, really appreciate it. That means a lot. But for the time being, it is going to be tossing it to some music as I prepare my overlays. And let me go ahead and just make sure of what match I'm going to be covering after this. It is going to be Savage versus Valor Uprise. And I feel like that's going to be a very interesting one. But we'll have to see, right? I'll be back very, very soon. My name is Ito, and it was an honor to bring you this one. But there's more where that came from. Stay tuned. We'll see you soon.